my name is Angie and I am the USTA Southwest Player of the Year. I often get asked about my bags, and I get them from Ray's Racket. This one I currently have is a Roland Garros for the French Open in May of 2025. It's a beautiful bag, it's got a lot of room. I love the fact that it's a backpack. I can carry it on my shoulder or on my back. And for someone my size, it tends to be a little easier to carry it as a backpack and full on the back. Some of the things that people ask me about in my bags, so I'd like to do a bag check, is what kind of rackets I have. And the benefit of going with Ray's Racket is that I am able to trial some of their rackets that are current. But right now what I have is the Head Pro Extreme, which is a more sturdy feeling racket, and I go with the 50-pound strings. It allows me to make a little more topspin feel on my balls when I'm playing. And the next one I have is the Vocal Cell 7, which is a softer style racket, and I still go with the 50-pound strings, but it does allow if I tend to get a little bit of like a pain in my arm. So I feel that these two have really been helpful in my game. So let's go in my bag and let's do this bag check and see what I have inside. Well, I have a pair of socks. It's always good to have an extra pair of socks. And the current, most recent type of sunscreen is an application such as this, which is good for your face and your chest, especially for women if you don't want to get that, that type of too much creping on your skin. This would be perfect. And I also have some other type that's really high, 50 SPF. I have chalk, so I carry chalk with me because I have been to places where they do not have scorecards, and I don't want to carry a scorecard with me. So this is helpful to keep track of the score on the court without actually being permanent. So this is very helpful to have in a pinch. I also have some my contacts and some eye drops, as well as some crazy glue for my nails in case they break, as well as a net measure, which is very helpful. You can always do a quick check on your, which is 36 inches that you're supposed to have on your middle of your net, and that's very helpful to have and easily accessible in case you have anyone just having a discrepancy on the height of the net. This is what I got at Ray's. It's the secret stuff for your hand. I use the secret stuff because I don't like the tacky cloth. This allows you to get a little bit of a chalk on your hand, and it really helps to grip that racket when it's hot out, and it doesn't leave any residue. It just really is nice and not too sticky. That is sold at Ray's. Recently, because I play so much tennis, I can play up to 2 to 3 times a day. And at the end of the night, when I'm going into a third match or a third clinic, or my feet, I'm narrow, so the shoes that I just found at Ray's are these Wilsons, which are really nice. They're a little wider. They help to bring in the pain that sometimes I have after playing for so long, and I can actually get a whole nother match out of these when I'm wearing the shoes that are a little more wider. So I started playing tennis about 4 or 5 years ago, and with that, it's nonstop. It's like every day of the week, all year round. And when I did that, it was how do I keep myself hydrated? So what I use is a product called Buoy, which is a natural ocean hydration. It is non-flavored. It doesn't have any type of synthetics or stuff that may be equivalent to a salt lick that we used to do when I was in the U.S. Junior Olympics. So I get my balls at Ray's Racket. I get Ray's balls. But the reason I do this is because my ball, every time I bring out balls, somebody's always taking them. The best thing I have about this is they have the identity. And I can say, oh, that's my ball. I'm gonna take that back, because you can get a good 2 or 3 uses out of these. You don't always have to dispose of them once you're done. So that's why I like to go and get our balls at Ray's Rackets. So the reason I always go to Ray's is it's like a one-stop shop. I know that there are a lot of things online that you can get. Unfortunately, when you get those things online, you really don't have an idea of what you're getting until it shows up at your door, which could be 2 days, 3 days later. The benefit of going into Ray's is that you have the experts there, and they're also willing to open up and talk to you. For example, the size of your string, the tension of your string. Talking with them and telling them what you're struggling with. And like I said, with my arm, sometimes I try to do too much top spin. They try to soften those strings for me. And not only that, but I get to try things on, whether it be clothing, whether it be shoes, whether it be even a hat. I get the opportunity of going in and having that one-on-one experience that unfortunately isn't always readily available when you're accessing an online service. So I personally think not only do you get to see Ray if he's there and get his expertise and his employees' expertise, but you also get that personalized experience you should have, whether it be through your rackets for tennis, or shall I say the dark side, pickleball.